It's my expectation that the first half of this year is going to be peak revenues. So, these are three tables. Top table is total capital markets revenues, but it's total capital markets revenues are supposed to grow high single digits year over year in the first quarter. Now that's a combination of trading and of investment banking. The middle table is trading revenues, and that's supposed to grow mid-single digits year over year. And investment banking, which is where the real big pickup, investment banking is M&A, equity underwriting, debt underwriting. That's going to be double digits, a very robust 20% plus type of growth year over year. And so that's where all the bullishness is coming from, is this investment banking segment. I don't know if you can see, but this first quarter, the investment banking revenues are projected for these five banks to be about $10.3 billion. A phenomenal year for investment banking, for these five banks is about 40 to 50 billion dollars. So if you take that first quarter and annualize it, you're going to be at the lower end of what has been a phenomenal year for this group. So that's kind of why I'm thinking, trading probably will be, robust seasonally in the first quarter. It always is. You add on top of that, investment banking, because M&A and IPOs in January were phenomenal. You're going to have a great first quarter of capital markets revenues. The question is that peak? And that's been my expectation. If you go to the last slide, I'll hand it over to you, Berna. But if you go over to the last slide, I want to give you some historical perspective of this. I don't know if you can read these numbers, but the two salmon-colored columns on the left side are total investment banking revenues split between advisory, M&A at the top. The middle is debt underwriting. The bottom is equity underwriting. The green colored tabs at the bottom is total for that calendar year. So in 2020, we had roughly 39 billion of total investment banking revenues. In 2021, when you had the big spike in SPACs, you had 53.5 billion. Last year in 2025, that's the one, sort of in the middle there, the green tab in the middle, was 48 billion. And as I said, if you go all the way to the right, that's the first quarter estimates, and you're running around 10.3 billion or 40 plus billion. So, we're gonna approach the peak levels that we had in 2021 and again in 25 this year. But as I said, in my mind, this is going to be peak year of revenues for capital markets. And so the question becomes, what do you want to pay for these things? And, I'm a value player, so I'm not paying up for peak revenues. Momentum players will pay up for peak revenues. So it's a function of who you are and your style.